Hello everybody, today is February 11th, 2021 and I'm Ashley Fields with Yoder to Us. Today we are going to be working on our Happy Easter egg with chick. I do not have a finished sample of this one, so when we get this one done it will be our sample. Getting this kind of Windexed off because those impurities that are in the air like to get on my piece and then it makes my paint spread. So let me see if I can get me pulled up. There we go. Okay. Hello, hello. As you hop in, say hello. Y'all, it is a cold, nasty, wet day here in Houston. It is just not the best weather. And those of us that live down here in the south, we don't really care for that cold weather. It's not so fun. So I'm freezing. I don't know about you guys. Hope everybody's inside and nice and warm and not having to be outside in the gross weather today. Hey Deborah, how are you, babe? I am I'm getting my shader ready so we can start shading on here. Let's talk about what I got so far. I started with 2 coats of white as a base coat. And then I have light pink, light blue, purple, yellow, Christmas green. Then over here, obviously yellow. The beak and the feet are orange. Now on my letters, I did coral on my letters. In fact, I actually try to do them blue. That's what I typically do when I paint this product to sell it. But whenever I paint it to sell it, the words are actually carved into the wood, and so I really can only do one color combo on that. But so I did the blue, and then I was like, I think it's too much blue, so then I switched to yellow, and I didn't quite care for the yellow, so then I did the coral, and I really liked that better. So the base of my letters is done in coral, and then the outline I did in shading orange. As you guys can see, I did a lot of that outline on your words first because it could be a, kind of a tedious thing. So for the sake of a live, I'll go ahead and just get this H outlined. And then you can see those words completely finished. So this is just a little bit of shading orange. I'm just using my Royal Gold script liner. I think it's a number 4. Y'all, I went live on the Yard to Us page earlier, really just kind of, messing around, showing them some stuff I've been painting. I was doing the hot blanks. But don't you guys worry, we're still going to have a live on the hot blanks. But my anxiety was getting the best of me, and I was really struggling. So I've kind of, after I got off my live, I've been sitting down and doing a little meditating and just, lots of breathing to get myself back on live today. 'Cause it's hard sometimes, when you're going through that. Hey Joyce, how are you, babe? So glad you're here. The base of these letters is in coral, and I'm just doing a little bit of shading orange outline on my letters. And y'all, I even think we'll do it at the end, but I think a yellow kind of wispy lines in here, like your highlights, might look really good with yellow on this coral. Got a little stray line there. Let me clean it up. There we go. So that is your coral with shading orange. I also think red orange number 19 would look really good as your outline on your letters as well. Hi Nina, hello from rainy North Carolina. I feel like everybody's got that nasty, cold, wet winter weather going on. And so Houston, we don't really have a lot of cold weather. It'll be 60 outside and we're calling that cold. So we've got some like extreme cold weather coming that's very extreme for us. So it should be interesting this weekend. So hey Debbie, Southern Ohio, icy and snowy there too. Oh, I'm glad I'm not there, y'all. Hey Dee. I don't know, those of you that are local, if anybody has seen the 100-car pileup in Fort Worth, absolutely devastating, guys. Watching some of the videos of that, oh my goodness, my heart was just breaking. And I was telling my husband, he sent, oh, what am I doing? That's shading orange. I need shading yellow. I was telling my husband, he sent me the link to the Fort Worth pileup. And he said, have you seen this yet? And I said, no. I said, babe, that's why like Houston, when cold weather comes here and icy weather happens, we just shut down the whole city. Because we're not used to driving in that kind of conditions, and we don't have equipment to keep up with roads in that kind of conditions. So Houston typically just shuts down when it gets really cold or icy. Hey Victoria, how are you? Hey Donna. Hey Jeannie. Let's see. Anina says North Carolina is so unpredictable on the weather here. Yes, Houston's pretty similar, honey. It's definitely similar. But ours does typically stay warm and humid. That warm, humid, and wet, you can almost always count on that being around here. All right, I'm getting a little bit of shading yellow. My shading yellow in my cup is almost out, so I need to kind of get a little water added to it and get it thinned out a little bit. I got to get it a little thinned out for it to really glide and have nice, long, smooth brush strokes. That's the only reason I add water, because that just helps my brush. Okay, I am probably using, oh, okay, it's a 1/2 inch. This is just a 1/2 inch wash brush. Melissa, are you feeling better? You know, I was telling everybody I did a little meditating and stuff in between that live I had earlier because my anxiety was through the roof and it was really hard to get through, but I feel much better right now, so thank you. Debbie says, how big is this egg? Debbie, I'm pretty sure, okay, let's see, 22.5 by 21.8 wide, and this blank sells for $27. Let me see. I've got that camera turned around, so it always gets me messed up mentally on where I need to have my piece. Y'all, I'm just kind of going to come in with a little bit of shading yellow. And we're going to just do a little kind of perimeter shading. As y'all can see, those of you that were hanging out with me earlier, my hand's not as shaky, but it's still kind of, you know, pent up. That's the hard part about anxiety, you know. It's just, it doesn't leave you when you want it to leave you. But I've been working on it and trying to learn how to live with it, right? Instead of me having to go by what the anxiety tells me. I'm kind of trying to get my anxiety in check to follow me, you know. It doesn't always happen, but I'm trying. All right, y'all, so a little bit of shading yellow so far. I'm gonna just kind of come in, I might even take a little bit off that brush. I don't want much, and just kind of add a few wispy strokes on there. Okay, now while I have this yellow in my hand, I am on the bottom, my lines, my yellow and my purple on the bottom, I'm going to shade at the top of that line. I know I'm doing that upside down, but I am shading the top of the line. And then when we go up here, I'll shade the bottom of the line. All right, so there is the yellow, or shading yellow, excuse me. That's all we got so far, just shading yellow. Let me move this and cap my paint. Wash out my brush. I'm gonna actually stick that in there for a second. I'm trying to, y'all, this is one of my daughter's paint brushes that she uses on her canvas. I bet you this brush might be like $1 or cheaper. It's not a very great brush, but it's really small, and for me, that's the smallest shader that I have. So I've been using this a little bit here and there to do smaller sections. Like the beak is really, really small. So I'm using this teeny tiny shader just to kind of come in here and give that a little bit of shading. I don't want it to be too thick. That's why I'm trying to stick with something real small. Let me turn it. And same thing with my feet. Load that corner of your shader. Set it down to grooves and kind of let it follow along. So we got shading orange done and we have shading yellow done. This pattern, it does have a lot of colors, but the time that you spend shading each one is actually pretty quick because there's not a lot of any one color. So just washing out that 1/2 inch shader. Oh, that's still got a lot of paint in it. Let's see if that's a little better. Trying to get that excess paint and water out of my brush on my little paper towel here. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and do my beard blue. On this white background, I use beard blue. You could use any color, honestly. But I just like the look of the beard blue on the white. So I'm gonna do that beard blue and try to let it dry before I do that purple. Because that purple's a lot darker. And I would rather almost me pull the blue into the purple than to pull the purple into the blue when I'm gliding along that edge next to other wet paint. So just gonna do a few little strokes. Kind of come up your side. Same thing over here. And then I'm gonna just take that excess that's in my brush and just give it a couple little stripes on there, a couple little swipes. All right, now I can, again, wash my shader. I'm gonna keep using that same shader just because for me, I don't wanna wash a bunch of different brushes. So I'm gonna stick with the same brush. That way when I get done with my video, I only have to wash 3 brushes. And that sounds a lot better to me than washing 10. So let's see, dry that back out of my brush, okay? Let's do a little pink. So on my light pink base, we're gonna add some shading pink. This one's really watered down because I was outlining bunnies, so I might need to add more paint to it. Let's see. I can make it work. Okay, there's a little bit of there. All right, wash my brush again. A lot of brush washing. Move this. Now we just got light blue, purple, and green. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it around and do the green and try to allow this to dry just a little bit because I don't want to mix up those colors. Okay, so now down here on the grass, the base is Christmas green, and then I'm just gonna come in with a little bit of dark green. Looks like I need more. Get some paint, mix a little bit of water in here. Get it thinned out just a little bit. Y'all, I have not been doing the best job this week of cooking dinner. I made pulled pork on Sunday, and it was like a huge pork shoulder. So every day my husband's come home and he's like, "What's for dinner?" And I'm like, "Pulled pork mashed potatoes," or "pulled pork sandwich," or whatever, over and over. And so it's what is today? Thursday? It's Thursday. I think I need to probably cook something for dinner tonight. What are y'all cooking? I need some ideas. Honestly, I have everything in my freezer. I have sausage and chicken and steak and fajitas and hamburger meat and all sorts of stuff, but I just don't really know what sounds good. Here's to know what everybody else is eating on this cold, wet day. It definitely sounds like all of us are having that icky weather. Y'all, I'm just kind of coming in here right at that line and just shading right up to it. Let's see. Hey, Orlando, how are you doing? Which was really good, Melissa. Oh, the pulled pork. Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, yeah, I fed Melissa pulled pork yesterday. Chicken and dumplings. Zach loves chicken and dumplings, but I am just not a chicken and dumplings fan. I don't know why. It's just not really my thing. Just added a few little swish marks down there with that dark green on your Christmas green, okay? We're gonna come in there with white and black too and keep on adding some color into there. Debbie says, Stouffer's frozen dinner. Honey, yes, you do whatever is easy. In fact, I do have some frozen stuff in there too. Nina says, breakfast for supper. Oh, I love breakfast for supper. In fact, like we all love biscuits and gravy here. That's like mine and Zach's favorite thing. In fact, that's like the only meal he cooks other than grilling. But I always tell him, like, let's do breakfast for dinner. And he's like, breakfast is supposed to be for breakfast time. I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be. He's not the biggest breakfast person at dinner time, but I love doing some biscuits and gravy and eggs over easy on top of the biscuits and gravy. So good. So Melissa says, you want me to bring him some? Hey, honey, if you want to bring him some, you know he'll eat it. He'll love it. And then I guess I could eat pulled pork for like the 5th day in a row. Hey, I also had, I got some tomato basil La Madeleine soup. And I was eating that earlier for lunch. Oh my gosh, y'all, I love that stuff too. I'm making myself hungry sitting here talking about all this food. All right, y'all, I'm switching now. We're gonna do our blue. I need some more spoons. I have that light blue as a base. I like to shade light blue with medium blue. I stuck with light blue because I have a pattern very similar to this. It's actually the same exact thing, but it also has a chick on the top. And this is kind of that color scheme I use with it. But I really think that this could even be really pretty with sky blue right here instead of a light blue. Hey, Debbie, how are you, babe? I'm having a bit of an easier time than I was earlier, so come in and hang out. This is about to be done here in a little bit. It's gonna be really, really cute. Just gonna come in, a little bit. Y'all, the only color I got left to do is purple, and then I'm gonna need to blow dry this thing. So it would be really hard to outline it without getting it kind of dried up a little bit. Hey, Wendy, how are you, babe? What are y'all up to? I've been asking everybody, what are y'all cooking for dinner? Because we've been eating the same thing in this house every day. Because anytime I cook in the crock pot and I make something that's left over forever, you know, it's like we're just going to eat that every day. Thank you, Debbie. Hey, Amy. Debbie says, way to work through it, y'all. That anxiety is so real and it's so debilitating in that moment when it's really, you know, you're in the the whole... What is the word I'm looking for? The throes of it, you know. But thank goodness for YouTube. They have some meditating videos, by the way. You can go do like a 10-minute meditation session. And it was very lovely. And so I think that that's gonna be one I'm gonna need to save and just go back and revisit that when needed, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm not so good at being in the frame right now. I'm using just that shading purple on the purple. Come in, just boop. Okay, there is the shading for everything. So let me cap this and blow dry for just a second. Got some bubbles I'm gonna have to touch up a little bit. Y'all, on this egg, the one that I normally paint, this pattern is very similar. I do my words in navy blue or in deep purple, like the dark purple. And then I usually outline in navy blue. And it kind of really corresponds with those words. So I don't know, we're gonna try navy blue just because it's what I'm used to. I feel like black is almost, it can be too dark. Navy blue is dark but without being really bold. What are y'all thinking? Do y'all wanna see it outlined with navy? Do y'all wanna see it outlined with black? Anybody got any thoughts? These the letter color combos that I did that coral base with a little shading orange. And I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but I actually really, really love it. I think it's so pretty. be a pain, but it's so helpful. Let me see, I'm missing some comments. Is that the coral on the letters? Yeah, Debbie, that base of the letters is coral and the outline is shading orange. Yeah. And Debbie says outline in navy. Thank you. Yeah, I like the navy too. We're gonna do our chick. We're gonna outline our chick with shading orange. And then our grass will be black, but I think the egg will do a navy blue. I think that's good enough. We can make do. I'm gonna turn it, there we go, turn it like that. And let me get my script liner. Bring this water a little closer. Get my script liner, and I'm gonna use shading orange. Now, I have been known to use shading orange or red orange. The red orange just kind of obviously has a bit more of a red tint, and it really, I don't know, I think it pops out. And sometimes I almost feel like it pops maybe too much. So I kind of go back and forth, y'all. Some years I use shading orange, some years I use red orange. I guess it feel, you know, whatever I'm feeling like. If I'm feeling real fiery at that time, then I'll do red orange outline. I guess if I'm feeling a little more timid and tame, I stick with shading orange. Obviously, we have that shading orange on the beak and the feet as the shading color. But whenever you also outline in that same color, and here I am already making a bit of a mess. I might have to do a little touch up here. Gosh, y'all, what was I saying? Oh, but outlining the shading orange with the shading orange, it actually makes it look like it's almost two different colors. Because the different brush strokes help to bring that to life. Turn a little bit. Come over top of those swishes. Just add a little bit more. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have done that eye first. And I hope I don't make a big old mess coming in with some black. I am going to do black just on the eyes, or the eye and the grass. And the rest we'll do navy. Now I did kind of make a little line right there, so I'll come across. So there is that shading orange outline. So you got yellow base, shading yellow shaded, and then shading orange as your outline. Hey Tina, hey Mary, thank you. The letters are coral and shading orange. I actually painted the letters first blue, and then I didn't quite care for it. I thought it was just too much blue because I knew I was going to do beard blue on here. So then I painted over it, and then I did yellow, and then I didn't like the yellow either, so I painted over that and then did coral. I was just trying to find something different. I don't know, you know, sometimes you ain't feeling it. All right, do a little black, do my eyeball. I'm always, I get a little quieter whenever I'm having to use that script liner, especially on circles, y'all. I do not have, it's like I cannot keep circles symmetrical. They always end up being ovals and oblong and kind of goofy looking. So, okay, eyeball. You could put eyelashes on if you wanted to. Do eyelashes, I really just turn my brush sideways, and y'all know that's because it's got a bend in it. And kind of start at the top and bring your brush and just feather it out. So, a little bit of eyelashes. And we're going to come down here and do a little bit of black on the grass. Mary says do a little white highlights on the coral letters. I was even thinking of doing yellow. I think yellow might even look good as highlights on the letters. I don't know. But we're gonna find out together, because the good thing about it is it's just paint. So if I do yellow and I don't like it, I can fix it. No worries. Now you can see I put my arm down in that orange. Gotta get it right back off before I end up kind of trailing it all over my piece. Really just using this black to kind of clean up my sloppy lines, obviously, and just get a little thin outline stripe on the outside of my shading colors. Throw in a couple little marks. And there we go. No, do white. Okay. All right, y'all. The egg, I'm gonna do navy blue. Let's see, Mary says do a little white highlights on the coral. Okay, no, I thought there was another comment I didn't read. That brush washed out, the little water. She says do white. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just try new things and you think that they're gonna look good and they don't. That definitely happens more often than not. The hops that I was working on, I ended up changing some of the colors around and repainted some of them a couple different times. So, you know, you get ideas, but they don't always look as great whenever you actually start making it happen. And then other times you're like, wow, that turned out really, really good. Obviously, I'm just kind of tracing away those lines that are already on there from that CNC. Still using that number 4 script liner. And I am using, I think it's number 6 navy blue. So it's still dark, but it's obviously not near as dark as black. Now, when it comes to swoosh marks, I've honestly done it both ways. I've put blue in here, just kind of come in here, or you could leave it out if you didn't care for it. You know, I'll throw it in there. I think it's cute. Turn it around. And let's finish out this part. Trying to see if I can stay in frame, y'all. I forget about that. I start painting and then moving this thing around, and I really neglect to pay attention to if I'm in the camera frame or not. Give it a little boop, boop. Okay, now that is done. I just need to add highlights. That's really all I need. And I got a little bit of blue paint that I dripped up here that I need to touch that up. Okay, let me cap this one. I'm gonna turn it back so y'all can see. All right, now I just need to get my white. The eyeball on the chick is really wet. I'm not gonna be able to do a little white dot, but it does need a little white dot in there. If I put that on right now, it's just gonna spread everywhere. So I'm gonna wait on that. That'll be the only thing on this pattern that I will add afterwards. Hey Alma, how are you doing, babe? All right, y'all, just getting that, I'm getting that paint stirred up. It's really separated. I got a lot of water in there, and when you water down your paint, you know, to use when you're outlining or shading, it will definitely end up separating quite a bit inside your cups. I didn't like that one. That one came out a little watery. Let me mix it back. I think my brush still had a little too much water. All right, come down here, do a little bit on the feet. You just come in, try to make sure y'all can still see it. Come into that grass and just bring in some white down here. says, great, you're working it today. Thank you, Alma. You have been busy, girl, always, always, always. I've been doing laundry today too, y'all. I'm like 3 loads of laundry down. It's just my day today. It's my day to work, I guess. My daughter is off school tomorrow and Monday. They have a 4-day weekend. So, looks like that blue is still wet. Maybe my paint's just too thin. It's not really covering it. But I was trying to get all my stuff done, you know, as much as I can, because we are gonna try to do something fun as a family this weekend. We were looking at some like safari parks and outdoor fun outdoor stuff. And then I looked at the weather and it was like, oh no, never mind. We will be doing something indoors because the weather's not gonna be so great. Really cold. Y'all, I'm just gonna add a few little highlights on my letters here. I was gonna try yellow, but Mary talked me out of it on the letters, so just add a little bit of white. Almost there. And ta-da! Bring that in there a little bit. There you go. Let me just try a dot on this eye. I doubt that it'll probably just look like a blob when it dries, but there you go. There is the look at your Happy Easter egg with your chick. So y'all, this blank is in stock and in store. It is 22.5 inches tall by 21.8 inches wide, and it's $27. So let's go over our colors right quick for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning. I started with 2 coats of white as my base. I came in and base coated light pink, light blue, light purple, and yellow. My green down at the bottom is Christmas green, and then the beak and the feet are regular light orange. Then I came in and shaded with shading pink on my pink, medium blue on blue, shading purple on purple, and shading yellow on yellow. On the green, I used dark green to shade with. On my words, I did a coral base. I outlined with shading orange, and then I added some white highlights on top of that. I outlined my Easter egg with navy blue, and I outlined my chick with shading orange, and I outlined my grass with black. So there is your look. What do you guys think? Y'all like it? What do y'all think about these letters? Do you like that color scheme? I love that coral. I think the coral is just so pretty. So Debbie says, looks great. Mary, love it. Thank you so much. This one was a cute one. I love it. I think it's adorable. As soon as it gets dried a little bit more, I'll stand it up behind me and get a photo taken and get that posted on our painters page and on our website underneath this listing. So I don't think I missed any other questions. Terry says, love it. Thank you, Terry. Debbie says, love the letters. Thank you so much. Y'all are so sweet. Debbie, very cute. Love it, love it. All right, y'all. Mary will be live tomorrow at, I think, 2 p.m. doing the triple bunnies, if I am not mistaken. Pretty sure it's the triple bunny tomorrow. And that's the one that I think it's like chevron, polka dot, and stripes, I believe. And then those of you that are interested in the triple bunny, I know we're sold out on the website right now, but I did cut some more and they will be in store Saturday. So look for Mary tomorrow at 2. And other than that, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'll get this photo posted as soon as it's dry. And I will see you guys next time. Y'all stay warm and enjoy the rest of y'all's day. See y'all later. Bye, guys.